program the blast-off sequence. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have ignition.
Welcome to Futureworld.
Before Peter Fonda and Blythe Danner uncovered the sinister truth behind Delos Corporation's rebuilt paradise, Futureworld was dismissed as an unnecessary sequel by critics who couldn't grasp its prophetic vision of corporate surveillance and android replacement. The cast has finally revealed secrets that will transform your understanding. The film that almost never rebooted. What most fans don't realize is that Futureworld was greenlit not because of Westworld's success, but because MGM desperately needed a franchise to compete with the emerging blockbuster phenomenon following Jaws and Star Wars. Studio executives initially wanted a simple rehash of the original's robot malfunction theme, completely missing the sequel's more sophisticated exploration of corporate conspiracy and technological surveillance. Peter Fonda revealed years later that his involvement was crucial to elevating the material beyond simple exploitation. The original script was just Westworld 2, more robot cowboys. I insisted we explore deeper themes about media manipulation, corporate power, and the replacement of human leadership with artificial alternatives. His star power allowed creative control that transformed the project. Blythe Danner disclosed that the film's journalistic angle wasn't in early drafts. The reporter characters were added to give the story contemporary relevance during the Watergate era. We were making a film about investigative journalism uncovering corporate conspiracy when real reporters were exposing government corruption. The timing connected science fiction themes to immediate political realities. Arthur Hill noted how the sequel's ambitions exceeded its budget. We were trying to create a massive corporate conspiracy thriller with effects that would rival Star Wars, but our resources were more suited to television production. The scope of our vision often exceeded our technical capabilities. The production struggled to match its ambitious concepts with available resources. Delos Corporation's corporate surveillance state. The rebuilt Delos Resort wasn't just an entertainment destination. It was Futureworld's vision of how corporations might use entertainment and hospitality to gather intelligence and manipulate public opinion through advanced surveillance technology. What the cast revealed about this expanded world shows how they anticipated corporate data collection and behavioral monitoring. The resort's comprehensive monitoring of guest activities went far beyond security measures to become systematic intelligence gathering that would be used for corporate and political purposes. Every interaction, every conversation, every behavioral pattern was being recorded and analyzed, disclosed Peter Fonda. Delos wasn't just providing entertainment. They were conducting mass surveillance disguised as customer service. The corporation's ability to create perfect android duplicates based on guest data represented early concerns about how personal information could be used to manipulate or replace individuals. The androids weren't just robots. They were perfect psychological profiles made flesh, revealed Blythe Danner. Delos could replace anyone with a duplicate that knew everything about their relationships, habits, and decision-making patterns. The resort's integration with media and political systems suggested how entertainment corporations might evolve into centers of social control. Delos represents the merger of entertainment, surveillance, and political power that seemed like science fiction in 1976, noted Arthur Hill. The corporation became a warning about unchecked corporate influence over society. The android replacement conspiracy. The film's central plot, replacing world leaders with android duplicates, wasn't just science fiction paranoia, but Futureworld's sophisticated commentary on how power structures might be maintained through technological manipulation rather than democratic processes. What the cast revealed about this conspiracy shows how they created believable technological authoritarianism. The android duplicates' perfect replication of human behavior and memory made them undetectable replacements who could maintain existing relationships while serving corporate interests. The replaced leaders wouldn't just look identical. They would have access to all the original person's memories, relationships, and knowledge, disclosed Peter Fonda. Family members and colleagues would never suspect the replacement because the androids would be psychologically perfect copies. The conspiracy's focus on media figures and political leaders reflected understanding of how modern power operates through information control and public perception management. Delos targets journalists and politicians because controlling information flow allows control of public opinion, revealed Blythe Danner. The androids don't need to be obvious robots. They just need to subtly influence coverage and policy decisions. The plan's long-term scope suggested how technological replacement could gradually reshape society without triggering obvious resistance. The conspiracy works because it maintains the appearance of normal democratic and journalistic processes while secretly serving corporate agenda, noted John Ryan, who played Dr. Schneider. The android replacement became a metaphor for how authentic leadership might be systematically eliminated through technological sophistication. Chuck and Tracy's investigative partnership. The relationship between journalists Chuck Browning and Tracy Ballard wasn't just romantic subplot. It was Futureworld's exploration of how investigative reporting requires both skepticism and collaboration to uncover systematic deception. What Peter Fonda and Blythe Danner revealed about developing this partnership shows how they created believable professional and personal dynamics. Fonda disclosed his interpretation of Chuck's journalistic cynicism. Chuck represents the post-Watergate reporter who assumes that all institutions are corrupt and hiding dangerous secrets. His paranoia isn't mental illness. It's professional necessity in a world where corporate and government power routinely deceives the public. The character embodied justified suspicion about authority. Danner revealed her approach to Tracy's more optimistic, but equally determined investigative style. Tracy wants to believe in institutional integrity while maintaining professional skepticism. Her partnership with Chuck represents how effective journalism requires balancing cynicism with hope for truth and accountability. The character provided moral anchor for the investigation. The journalists' different approaches to evidence gathering and source protection reflected real debates within investigative reporting about ethics and methodology. Chuck and Tracy disagree about how much risk is justified to expose wrongdoing, noted Danner. Dr. Duffy's scientific conscience. Arthur Hill's Dr. Duffy represented Futureworld's exploration of scientific ethics and the responsibility of researchers when their work is used for purposes they didn't intend or approve. What he revealed about this character shows how they created believable moral conflict within technological development. Hill disclosed his interpretation of Duffy's complicity and resistance. Duffy genuinely believes his android technology could benefit humanity through medical applications and labor assistance. But he discovers that Delos is using his research for political manipulation and social control. The character embodied the scientist's dilemma about controlling the applications of technological innovation. The scientist's gradual realization of the conspiracy's scope forced him to choose between personal safety and moral responsibility. Duffy has to decide whether his loyalty lies with his corporate employers or with humanity's welfare, Hill explained. His choice represents every researcher who faces pressure to ignore the harmful applications of their work. The media manipulation and corporate control. Futureworld's depiction of how corporations might control information flow and public perception wasn't just plot device, but sophisticated commentary on media concentration and the relationship between corporate power and journalistic independence. What the cast revealed about these themes shows how they anticipated contemporary concerns about media manipulation. The film's portrayal of Delos Corporation's influence over news coverage and public relations demonstrated how entertainment companies might evolve into comprehensive information control systems. Delos doesn't just run theme parks. They shape how those parks and their technology are covered in the media, disclosed Peter Fonda. The corporation controls both the news and what becomes newsworthy. The conspiracy's success depended on manipulating journalist access and creating false narratives that would discredit genuine investigation. The android replacements aren't just about replacing leaders. They're about controlling how those leaders are perceived and reported upon, revealed Blythe Danner. The film's emphasis on investigative journalism as democracy's defense mechanism reflected post-Watergate understanding of media's crucial role in exposing institutional corruption. The special effects that predicted digital futures Futureworld's groundbreaking computer graphic sequences weren't just technical innovation, they were cinema's first serious attempt to visualize how digital technology might transform both entertainment and surveillance in ways that seemed impossible in 1976. What the production team revealed about creating these effects shows how they pioneered digital filmmaking. The film featured some of cinema's first computer-generated imagery, including a digital hand that demonstrated how computers might eventually create realistic human representations. We were essentially predicting how digital technology would evolve to create convincing artificial humans, disclosed visual effects supervisors. The computer graphics were primitive by later standards, but they accurately predicted the direction of technological development. The android creation sequences used cutting-edge animation techniques to show how artificial beings might be constructed and programmed with human memories and behaviors. We had to visualize processes that didn't exist in reality. How would you transfer human consciousness into an artificial body? Noted technical directors. The effects had to make impossible concepts seem scientifically plausible. The film's integration of practical effects with early computer graphics created a hybrid approach that influenced decades of subsequent science fiction filmmaking. We were bridging the gap between traditional special effects and digital cinema, revealed production designers. The Cold War paranoia and corporate espionage beneath Futureworld's science fiction surface lay serious commentary about corporate espionage, international surveillance, and the use of advanced technology for intelligence gathering during the height of Cold War tensions. What the cast revealed about these political themes shows how they created contemporary relevance through futuristic scenarios. The film's depiction of corporate-sponsored replacement of world leaders reflected real concerns about how multinational corporations might influence international politics through economic and technological leverage. Delos represents the kind of corporate power that transcends national boundaries and democratic oversight, disclosed Peter Fonda. The corporation operates like a shadow government with technological capabilities that exceed most nations' resources. The android replacement conspiracy's international scope suggested how technological surveillance might be used to manipulate global politics rather than just domestic affairs. The film asks what happens when private corporations develop capabilities that rival or exceed government intelligence agencies, noted Blythe Danner. The ending that warned of technological invasion, Futureworld's conclusion, where the journalists escape but the conspiracy continues, represented one of science fiction's most realistic and disturbing endings that refused to provide false comfort about technological threats. What the cast revealed about this ambiguous resolution shows how they created genuine tension about humanity's technological future. The film's refusal to definitively stop the android replacement program reflected understanding that technological capabilities, once developed, couldn't be easily eliminated or controlled. Chuck and Tracy expose the immediate conspiracy, but they can't uninvent the technology or eliminate all the people who might use it, disclosed Peter Fonda. The ending suggests that some technological genies can't be put back in their bottles. The journalists' uncertainty about whether they themselves might be android replacements created ongoing paranoia that extended beyond the film's conclusion. The audience leaves wondering whether anyone can be trusted once perfect replacement technology exists, revealed Blythe Danner. The film's final suggestion that the conspiracy might be broader and more successful than initially discovered offered no easy resolution to the technological threats it portrayed. The ending implies that the battle between human authenticity and technological manipulation is ongoing rather than definitively won, noted Arthur Hill. The conclusion became a warning rather than reassurance. Watch the film again with appreciation for its groundbreaking computer graphics, its sophisticated conspiracy themes, and its accurate predictions about how technology might be used to manipulate rather than liberate human society. Notice how every element serves the larger warning about maintaining human authenticity in an increasingly artificial world. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into cinema's most prophetic science fiction achievements that predicted our digital future. Hit that notification bell so you never miss our latest uploads.